I'm Mark Ravelli with GutterUniversity.com, and in this episode I'm going to talk a little bit about dealing with angled fascia. You often encounter when you're hanging gutters fascia. For some reason architects think it's nice to have fascia that's angled. They think it looks pretty, but when you go to put gutters on it, if you hang gutter on a piece of fascia that's angled, your gutter will be hanging down. So the water will either shoot over the gutter or it'll overflow out the top of the gutter. So you need some way to kick the gutter up so it's level. And the way that you do this, typically, you can cut boards to slip in there, but that's just ridiculous and it would take forever, cost a lot. So the way that you deal with this is you use these little wedges, is what they're called. This is a commercially made wedge. And this just slips over the back of the gutter, and it will rest up against the angled fascia and make your gutter level. So you can trim this down if you have, you can encounter many different angles on fascia. So you can cut these down to the angle that you need, and then just slip it over where the hangers go. And you've marked every hanger, every 2 feet on the piece of gutter before you put it up. So you just slip this over the back of the gutter, take your end cap crimps and just crimp this on, and then you essentially just screw through it with your hangers. You can buy these commercially made. This is a commercially made one. It's made out of pretty thin gauge aluminum, but you can just make these. So I'm going to show you how to make these for free, essentially. And as you can see, this is essentially just a triangle of metal with a flap folded over it. I hope this is visible. So the way that you do this is you want to cut out a triangle that looks like this. So what you do is you take your ruler, essentially, mark 3.5 inches up, add 1 inch for the flap at the top. So you mark the lines down like this. Then you mark out 1.5 inches on either side, and mark up to 3.5 inches. So you wind up with something like this. Cut them out. Take your duckbill, forget what these are called, hand seamers. Put them on the line that you've drawn there. Bend those up so they're flat or perpendicular. You wind up with something like this, and then just bend this flap down this way. So, as you can see, I mean, basically identical and free. So, what you do with this then is take this up on the ladder with you, put it up against the fascia, and you'll see whether it's level or not. If it's not level, you can take some of this metal off, change the angle till it is, or else occasionally it'll be such a steep angle that you need to actually recut this so it's more of an angle here than even I've made here. This is a typical size though, 1.5 inches. So once you've cut this down to the angle that you need, and you take it up on the fascia and you see that it is the right angle, unfold this after you've cut this down to the size you need. Unfold it and just trace it out on a piece of flat stock. Flat gutter metal. Aluminum or steel, doesn't really matter, whatever you have on hand. Trace them out, cut them out, start bending them. And this is an easy, free way to deal with angled fascia.